But this fact that it just doesn't interest people, particularly the Epstein stuff. It's like, I don't think that it's the most important thing, but if you want to try and make sense of what's going on, the fact that Epstein's was in the fucking Trilateral Commission with Keir Starmer, the fact that he was friends with Trump, and that woman who died recently, who's one of the sort of major people that the one that accused Prince Andrew, and
Virginia Giuffre.
She was hired in Mar-a-Lago. That was where that's where
in Trump's house,
because
to be like a
what's his face was living down there near that, and he was using the staff there. That's where he was finding people. Yeah. It's like, it could be a coincidence, but it's a hell of a thing, isn't it? That the President of the United States, the Prime Minister of the UK, the Ambassador to the US, what's his face? Peter Mandelson.
Oh, yeah.
was really good friends with Epstein. That they spoke on the phone all the time. There's a picture of them having a birthday party in Paris. He's the only person invited. It's like the two of them and the guy that's cutting the cake.
Yeah. So this is why I completely agree with you that conspiracy politics should be more legitimized. And this is like the work of Peter Dale Scott and back in the 50s to the and bit beyond, C. Wright Mills. It's all the power elite and deep politics and parapolitics. So the question you ask about, might it be the case that Donald Trump and Keir Starmer had a discussion about a quid pro quo over Diego Garcia and the support for the war on Iran in exchange for a trade deal? Yeah, that's exactly what parapolitics is, what deep politics is. And the fact that the media doesn't ask those questions is a major deficiency of the way that we collectively analyse our society and our elites.
Because there's going to be a discussion about if Trump decides to go in or whatever happens, there's going to be a discussion about whether the UK should go in. But that might have already taken place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also it might not have been explicit, but it might have just been done on a nod and a wink because it's just the way things, are understood to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the UK is in any position to not, regardless of the trade deal, like the fact that all of our intelligence and military and everything is all very much based on US technology. And I don't see how the UK could, the UK might be able to, a bit like, I mean, this is the thing, it's the same with Trump and Israel, right? Stuff's kind of baked in and you can kind of stand up to it to some degree.
Yeah.
But it's not, but like,
you really
it's not just that you make a decision and that's what it is. Like, if you make the decision to go against Israel or the UK makes the decision to go against the US, there are big consequences to that are kind of unforeseeable. And so you can do it, obviously, but you particularly if you're struggling, like our Prime Minister is anyway, on a domestic footing, you might just think it'd be easier to go along with what's going on with these other countries.
Yeah.
And I think that's often why it comes to these kind of things. It's not so much that Netanyahu needs to stay in power, although he does. That's not the reason that they're going to war with Iran. Lots of people in Israel want this war to happen.
Yeah.
But the reason that might be happening right now is because Netanyahu's so weak. So it's going to be on your head. Yeah. We're going to put it on you.
Exactly. And I think that it also points to a reason why, if you are a politician who wants to change something, and this is the same what happened with Jeremy Corbyn, is the problem with Donald Trump and his so-called peace presidency is that he's never really believed in it. I mean, I do think that he has instincts, and that partly comes from his base to be more isolationist. He wants to get a Nobel Peace Prize. But if that's your only real motivation, and actually you're a real shallow shit, then you're never going to be able to stand up to the forces that are going to be pro-war. And in Jeremy Corbyn's case, he did really want to stand up to those forces, but he was so overwhelmed, and he was not the kind of person who was pugnacious enough to say, screw you. The sad thing about Donald Trump is that if he even had 5% more because he's such a fuck you character. He's out of the world fuck you character. If he just had 5% more conviction on some of these initiatives, like the foregrounding negotiations and peace.
Oh, I don't know, because
I think he would have made a huge difference. But as it is, he's completely screwed it.
Well, you don't. I don't want to bloody stand up for Donald Trump. I don't want to do that. But maybe. We said he may have not been so aware of what Israel was planning, or what his own military had already planned, previous administrations had planned. And the fact that it happened during the negotiations, like that
he was putting political capital into.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I suppose what you're saying is the way that he's dealt with it afterwards. I mean, what was he going to say? I've been betrayed by my own military. They're a rogue state operating under me.
You could.
Help me. Help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't see me
exactly,
again, I didn't.
Do you do that?
If I committed suicide, I didn't really. Honestly, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, I suppose he's got to at least maintain the illusion.
I mean, even if you go back to Barack Obama, actually, there was a quote from him where he said, because I think one of his friends was pushing him, saying, "Why don't you do more about the go further with socialist agenda?" And I think he was talking about pro black agenda as well. He just said to his mate, and this was one of these things that's been properly reported, but not widely known, because it was came up years after the fact. And he just said, "Do you really want me to end up like Martin Luther King Jr.?" So even Obama in 2015 or whatever it was making similar. Was in a similar position to all of these presidents. They're all
we're not going to start
of being murdered in one way or
defending
another.
Trump is one thing. We're not going to sit here and defend Obama and his actions. That's disgusting. But before I forget,
Hussein Obama.
Exactly. Before I forget, right? Bill Gates' wife said the reason that Bill Gates knew Jeffrey Epstein, or got sort of in touch with him and frequented for it was only a brief period, but the reason that relationship existed was that Bill Gates had heard that Epstein could help him get a Nobel Prize.
Bill Gates had heard that Epstein could help Bill Gates get a Nobel Prize,
and he wanted one.
Oh,
that's what his wife said.
Donald Trump wants, apparently.
Yes.
I don't think fucking Jeffrey Epstein is going to be very helpful to get Donald Trump. Have you seen
in the new Star Wars when Kylo Ren goes and he's got the smashed Darth Vader helmet?
Yes.
That's what Trump's got, like this decaying corpse of Epstein that he goes and prays to every night. Tell me what to do, Epstein, I'm lost. That's the thing. I said this in a video ages ago, right? Things have really broken down internationally since Epstein's death. Nobody knows what's going on. He just brought everyone together.
Glue.
Yeah, he was
brought everyone together.